Well, hello and good day to you all. My name is Dimitri Frederick, and you are watching Voices for the Voiceless, a Frederick Media production and a subsidiary of Frederick Capital. Today is May the 18th, 2012, and today's show is entitled Facebook, the Revolution. In light of Facebook's IPO, I couldn't help myself to do a show on the impact of this social network giant as it has become. While America awaits to take possession of their public offering on May 18, 2012, it will prove to be historic. However, the historic moment that I'm speaking of is not the IPO, but rather the revolution that it will undoubtedly become in the near future. So what am I talking about? Facebook is a revolution within itself that no one sees coming. You can even call it a monster that has been released and cannot be contained as it goes global across the world. As more and more people buy into the Facebook revolution and participate in the public sharing of our daily lives, Facebook will prove to be a handful for lawmakers and oppressors of a free world as it becomes a worldwide accepted vocabulary in our daily conversations. Today, even cell phone or form of communication devices has a connection to a social networking group. As apps become a common thing on your cell phone or tablet, it will become the primary form of communication with the world when we start reaching the tipping point of a global economic crisis. Even more so, Facebook will be the main form of contact for current news and updates directly from reliable sources that we have come to know and trust online. We call them our friends, or better yet, our social network for fun and information. Hence, Facebook will become a danger to old giants such as newspapers, news broadcasters, the cable news networks, and so on. In the near future, Facebook will become the next CNN. With well over 900 million subscribers glued to their Facebook account via their cell phone or other mobile devices, the news will be live and disseminated by the seconds, not by the hour, the 6 o'clock news, the 10 o'clock news, nor the 11 o'clock news, or even breaking news footage. There will be no more omission of facts and details, nor the dissemination of false information. We the people will be telling the news as we see it, with every angle that you could imagine, and it will not be only Facebook that will be providing the content. Independent online broadcast stations like Voices for the Voiceless and others will soon appear. We will be a force that cannot be shut down, and Facebook will be the spark that started it all. So what does all that mean to you? Well, the way we receive information is going to change. The way we interact with each other is going to change. And even the way we vote in the near future will change because of social networks like a Facebook. If you look at Twitter, for example, the number of tweets it got during the Republican national debates was astounding. The data that will come out from the social networks will prove valuable when it comes to the presidential race in November 2012. In 2011, a revolution took place on the internet as Gaddafi sought out to oppress his people in Liberia. If it was not for the social networks from the likes of Facebook, Twitter, and others, the media would not have gotten the inside scoop as they got from citizens who were cut off from the outside world if it was not for the likes of a Skype or a Facebook. If you were not informed, the retaliation started long before there was a physical revolt in the cities and outskirts of Libya. The revolution started on the internet, on Facebook. People gathered online and expressed their frustration about their leader. People in Greece expressed their anger about their country's austerity plan online. They gathered the masses to riot and picket against the financial mess their government put them in. The United States would have taken longer to get involved in the debate of social outcry if it did not come from everyone who shared their horror stories online. And that's true with the United Nations as well. Countries like China and others who still keep their citizens in the dark ages will have a force to be reckoned with when Facebook dominates the business world, leaving them no choice but to open their markets to this new age of communication. However, the demand to express oneself via the social networks will be the liberating factor needed to spark social reform that will evidently bring about a revolution on the internet. As we debate the success of Facebook's launch, the rest of the world is still in a global financial meltdown, waiting to explode in less than 3 years from now. Greece, Spain, Italy, and the rest of Europe, who will be drastically impacted from Greece's separation from the euro currency, will see a new era in revolt. People will flock online to express the distaste of their government. Back in the States, we too will begin to see the same fate as it is in Europe, as stories pile up of people losing their jobs, losing their 401k, and all the savings they had put in the banks. People will gravitate to Facebook and other social networks to express their anger. This brings me to the conclusion of today's show. As we are accustomed to hearing about flash mobs, dance mobs, etc., remember that events like these originated from cyberspace first. People coming together for a common cause or a purpose. You already see that with Meetup.com, Tumblr.com, and many others. These ideas are not as far-fetched if you take into consideration our own American Revolution. If memory serves me right, it was Paul Revere that lighted the spark that was heard throughout New England. One if by land, two if by sea. So please don't be fooled on the social impact of Facebook, for it is the Paul Revere of the 21st century. In a world where the news is bought out by the best of private companies or investors, the news is centralized to what the haves want you to hear every day. It is designed to help you go to sleep at night believing that there is no run on your money in the banks or your retirement savings, even though countries like Spain and Greece have already experienced the same results. The real-world issues of our debt crisis can be overshadowed by the box office hits, celebrity weddings, breaking news from the White House, or even the loss of an icon in American pop culture. But it will never take away from the reality that a revolution is on the rise, regardless if you want to believe it or not. And the revolution is the outrage of our financial crisis ahead. Don't be blinded on the fact that IPOs like Facebook took 3 years to fill out the sentiments of the stock market on whether or not it is safe to go public. The crash that is yet to come will be discussed in many ways, like Facebook's social phenomenon will evolve to be the United States' worst headache to be seen. For the Facebook revolution cannot be censored, because we just lit the spark on May 18, 2012. Well, that's our show for today. You have been watching Voices for the Voiceless. And as always, I hope you have been enlightened, empowered, and definitely have been educated. Take care, and God bless.